I don't use pads or any other period product. I just wash my bloody pants every time I get my period. I was in SS3 and I just started my period.
In fact, this happened on the second day of having my period because the first day was so light. The second day, I wore tissue paper. Oh no, bad idea. You shouldn't have done that. I wore tissue paper instead of a pad. Worst decision ever.
On my way to school, I entered bike straight to my school's bus stop. As I got off the bike,
The tissue paper, the tissue, the tissue paper fell off my underwear straight to the floor. As if that wasn't enough, it was not raining. So as the rain was hitting the tissue, the blood was draining with the rain.
I felt like entering the ground. Everyone, including some of my schoolmates at the bus stop, were just looking at me.
I started to cry. Then the trainer close to me saw what happened, called on me, calmed me down, and gave me a pad from her shop to wear.
I am going to open that floor and enter the ground. wait. This is not.
Funny, this has happened to me before, but not on a bus stop. Now mine wasn't this bad. I've heard of things like this happening to people, like pads falling down or tissue falling down, but like it has never happened to me. But it's always I can relate. That's the worst part. I can relate. First time I ever used tissue paper, first and only time. This happened to me. Same Okada. Yes. And then I came off the bike and I was a very skinny teenager. So none of my panties were my size. None, not one. I used to tie it at the side too. And then it fell off. It fell down as I was coming down from the bike. And then there's this old lady. You know how these women are now. And then she shouted, "Pick it! Because still here until today."
The tissue paper, it should not be like blood is just flowing, like you have a woman with the issue of blood.
I'm just imagining myself in that situation. Like, what will I do? This is horrific. Is this girl okay? Don't make the mistake of using tissue. Nah. I don't use pads or any other period products. I just wash my bloody pants every time I get my period. Yeah.
Only way to continue to give you strength, sister, because you don't. I think they call it free bleeding or something. You don't.
I don't want to say disgusting, but it is disgusting. In as much as I get periods, you would agree with that period blood is like different from regular blood. The smell, the everything. Nah, please don't. If this is you, you are nasty. You are very nasty, and you will have croco. I'm sure.
That's weird. Like you, like I can't do that. Never.
It's not even hygienic. Why? We're not in 1822 when people were using rags. Why is a Congo village? Even village people go on, they still use. No, eléyìí ò ní normal flow. Sorry, the flow is not normal. If you can get away with just washing your bloody pants, you should actually go to see a doctor. That's not normal. That's not normal. You need to have more blood than that. Get a life. Moving on, my brothers, my dad, and I were traveling to the village for Christmas, and I wore a pad for 2 days. I was so ashamed to tell my dad or brothers because I was the only girl.
2 days.
Please, I beg you, in the name of God, talk. Because that's like very unhygienic. You could have an infection from that, and you didn't feel heat.
Why? Like, why can't I tell you should be able to tell your dad or your brother. I mean, it's a natural thing.
I mean, it's meant to be changed every 8 hours, I think. You don't do that. 2 days, 48 hours. I mean, she was ashamed in her own family. That's just sad. Please. Even if it's 1 billion men that are there, ask for a pad. I mean, men know these things. How do you not even get rashes? You're nasty. This is bad. And then the shame beats. Maybe because I've lost my shame. No. One day I wore my favorite trousers at the time, which happened to be white.
Unfortunately, my period came early and started that day, and I got fully stained all through the day, and I didn't even know.
A stranger at the end of the day on my way home with my friends was the one that told me I had been stained. I immediately looked to my friends and asked why they didn't tell me.
They said they didn't tell me because they didn't want to embarrass me. I was so pissed. Honey, those are not your friends.
I'm going to break this one down.
First of all, I hope you're no longer friends with them.
They are not your friends. They are not your friends, and that's it.
You see stains at the back of somebody's dress, you tell them.
Every time I'm on my period and I'm around my friends, I ask them like every 2 seconds, am I stained? I wouldn't even wear white.
White is never a good idea. I don't even have any white trousers again, please. I'm imagining the embarrassment. I would have been embarrassed too.
In JSS3, a boy opened my bag in class, took out one of my pads and started waving it, shouting to the whole class, see what's in Abigail's bag. Luckily, my teacher came in at the moment and punished him. I was still very embarrassed though.
I will never forgive that boy because it took me a while before I could be like bold about my period and all. So if you ever try that with my child, in case I give birth in the future, we are coming to school, we are going to sue the whole school.
I feel so bad that she was embarrassed because she doesn't like, she shouldn't even have to be embarrassed. Like,
A girl used me because I started seeing my period early. I started seeing my period when I was 9.
Why should we be embarrassed of carrying pads in our bag? I'm thinking of it. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. It's bad. If men can carry condoms in their wallets, why can't we carry pads in our bag?
So that's it. Those are the stories. And I feel like crying for the first one, but yeah.
that's that.
Please change your pads every 8 hours. God bless you as you do so in Jesus' name.